Oh, hi there. How's it going? Good, I hope. I'll explain that voice later. But in the meantime, hello. I'm back from Germany. It's been a while since I actually recorded something, so in a couple of minutes I'm going to get down and dirty with Call of Cthulhu. Have a drink, hold on. Ooh, I woke up like 10 minutes ago, so that's my first drink of the day, and it was warm. Lovely. Yeah, this is going to be really slapdash because usually I write down what I like categories of things that I want to talk about, but today I can't be bothered, so I'm just going to talk, and it's just going to be verbal crap. Yeah, Germany. I come back from them a couple of days ago, and it was amazing. I wish I was back there at Gamescom, because Gamescom is amazing as well. I shall now outline why the whole trip was amazing. Basically, you know, my life has been absolute crap as of late because my TV exploded, my laptop exploded, my internet exploded. Basically, everything in my whole entire life exploded. Well, that's been made up for by this little trip. And anybody who doesn't know, the reason I went to Gamescom is because of the website girlgamersuck.com. That's an ironic name for anybody who hasn't heard of it before. And I write for said website. So we just went over to Gamescom. You know Gamescom. And went to cover it, which so far we've done a pretty good job on. So yeah, the flight over there, which Beans McKenzie did send a comment onto my channel while we was at the airport, it cost £1.50. £1.50 you had to pay to access the internet there. Actually, it was £1, but he put in 50p first, and then he didn't have another 50p, so he had to pay £1.50. Yeah, so that was fun. Yeah, the flight over there was 45 minutes, which is nothing, so that was excellent, because I hate flying. And then we got to the hotel, which is called the Dorint and der Messe, which is right across the street from the Kohnmesse, which is where the Gamescom was actually held. We got to the front desk, and the woman who works behind the front desk of the hotel goes, "Oh, we'll just," she did it in a German accent, but she was like, "Oh, we have to upgrade you to this deluxe suite," and we was like, "Oh, well, thank you, that's pretty nice, for free." So yeah, we got a deluxe suite for free, which is the best room I've ever stayed in. There's 3 rooms, bathroom, which is cool, a living space, which is amazing, and a bedroom where the beds were pushed together, but luckily I picked up one of the beds and lobbed it against a window, so it was less homoerotic. We had a couple of wardrobes, but Beans McKenzie lived out of his case. I lived out of the wardrobe because I didn't want my shirts to get creased. But enough about my amazing hotel room, which was amazing. Yeah, let's talk about the actual hotel. The actual hotel, right down the hall, because we was on floor 1, we actually had the Sony and Capcom conference rooms in there, because Capcom didn't have a display in Gamescom. They just had like Marvel vs. Capcom and stuff all laid out in this conference room. So we just kept walking past, and I took one of their pens off of the table. There was a big pile of pens that said Capcom on it, and they were blue, so I thought, why not? I shall take a pen, and by a pen I mean 4. What else? Oh yeah, and also we had because this hotel was the closest one, everybody who's anybody was staying at our hotel, all of the Xbox guys with their lanyards around their neck and stuff. Inside Xbox guy, who you always see on the dashboard, the English guy, and he always talks and says funny things. That guy from Inside Xbox, he was there. We saw him in the bar thing. we also saw him walking about. And one night in the bar, Beans Mackenzie, me, Vix, and Sarah were all sitting around a table, and Peter Molyneux, creator of Fable and Fable 2 and Fable 3, you know Peter. Peter, you know Peter. Peter Molyneux, yeah? Peter Molyneux, yeah? You know Peter. He walked in on the phone in a t-shirt and jeans, walked out into a little garden area, and then walked past, and Beans Mackenzie pooped himself with excitement. I, for one, didn't know what Peter Molyneux, you know Peter, I didn't know what he looked like, first of all, but now I do. And he's got the best voice ever. I like Peter Molyneux. Fable 3 is excellent, by the way. Peter? Yeah, anyway. So yeah, that was wicked. Got to see a load of people. Oh yeah, and some guy who does the voice for like Star Fox and people out of Saw and whatever, was in the bar with Vix and Sarah one night when we got back. They were schmoozing the guys, you know how it is. And then we went back to the hotel room and just giggled about that for ages. One of the funniest things that ever came up. I can't remember how it came up, but Beans Mackenzie said, "Use the boost to get through," in an incredibly funny way, and I completely fell apart, cracking up laughing. I just had a humongous hamburger beforehand. Well, I don't know why that makes any difference, but it was good. I enjoyed it. Oh, use the boost to get through. Do a barrel roll. Use the boost to get through. That was hilarious. Oh yeah, I haven't actually talked about Gamescom. I've just talked about the hotel and Peter. You know Peter. You know Peter? Do you know Peter? I know Peter. You know Peter. Peter Molyneux, creator of Fable. You know Peter. Anyway, yeah, Gamescom's huge. The actual Colne Messer is pretty massive. Yeah, we did get press. We did go into the press area first of all, but we walked into this Ubisoft lounge where these guys were playing Move, and by playing I mean just sort of waggling their arm up and down and doing everything. And this guy come up to us. He was like, "Excuse me, do you have an appointment?" And we was like, "No." And then he goes, "Well, I'm going to have to ask you to leave." And we was like, "Yeah, that's our first shunning of Gamescom." So we got shunned. That was cool. Then we left. And then excellence just managed to ensue from the next morning, because we didn't really know what we was doing the first day. But we did get into Fallout New Vegas and play that. Fallout New Vegas, oh my god! It needs to be released now! Or when it's actually coming out, so I can play it. Oh, that was amazing. Bethesda know exactly what they're doing. You should have seen the display for it. I mean, I could show you the picture that I took, but it's amazing. It's like the actual not Fallout, Las Vegas sign that says "Welcome to wonderful or beautiful" or whatever it is, Las Vegas. And they've just sort of stapled a new onto it. I took a picture of it. It had lights around it. And then you go inside, and all the Xboxes are built into the roulette and craps tables. Crap. And the cards tables like blackjack. All of them had Xboxes built in with Fallout New Vegas. You know Fallout. Peter? You know Peter. Yeah, so the next day, after our terrible night's sleep... Was that a terrible night's sleep? No, that was a good night's sleep, that one. We went back to Gamescom, and because we got in an hour before the general public, because we're press, and we had these press lanyards on, so we just sort of showed them, you press, yeah? You know press. Press, yeah? Anybody need some press? You know press? Press here. This press will help. And then we got in an hour early than everyone, no queues or anything. So what did we do? We did Portal 2. We watched like a trailer thingy for that. We did Castlevania, which is actually a pretty good game. Very good game. We played a snowboarding weird game on Kinect. that didn't work very well for Beans Mackenzie, but it worked well for me. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, which we actually played the multiplayer of, and it's perfect. It's exactly what a Assassin's Creed game needs. What else did we do? I don't know. We did so much stuff. There's so many games we played. It was unbelievable. Oh yeah. Oh, it was great. Yeah, we played loads, and we came back the next day with, because we didn't actually know that if we're pressed we could jump to the front of the lines, and on the last day we did that. So we was just like, we went back to Fallout New Vegas, we went to Brink, we went to Crisis 2, we went to Medal of Honor. We just went to everything, and we just got loads of free T-shirts, like from Brink, Portal 2, and Medal of Honor, and Fallout New Vegas. It was just a very marvellous occurrence. And I actually bought a couple of T-shirts. One of them saying, with a skull on it, saying, "You are dead. You'll be rescued soon." Because that's pretty much what happens to me all the time when I play Left 4 Dead 2. Oh yes, you better believe it, Peter. Do you know Peter? I know Peter. Everybody knows Peter. Peter Molyneux, yeah, creator of Fable 3. Ah, Fable 3! That was bloody great! I weren't really a fan of Fable 2. I mean, it was good, but I wouldn't play it on my own. But Fable 3, I could definitely play that. That's amazing. You had to be 18 to get into that booth, though, for some reason. So we had to go and get these red wristbands to prove that we are, in fact, of age. I don't know. I've only got 4 minutes left to talk. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, about that voice. The Peter, you know Peter, that voice. Basically, Fear 3! Oh, Fear 3! That's not co-op, by the way. Anybody who thought it was like 2-player co-op, it's not. I played it. It's not 2-player co-op. It is bloody excellent. Yeah, anyway. So me and Beans Mackenzie were waiting to play Little Big Planet 2, which is also good. And we was just sitting there watching these girls like fail miserably at playing this game. They just didn't know how to use the grappling hooks or anything. And then these guys appeared, and then when the girls finished, they passed it to the guys who'd been standing there for like 2 seconds, while me and Beans Mackenzie had been waiting for about 10 to 15 minutes. And we was just in awe of how they could not realise that we were in fact first. So then after these guys played for ages and then we had a go, we went to stand in the queue for Fear 3, and we was just talking about these guys or whatever, and then I just came out with the voice for like how they appeared off of the sidelines, just, "Oh, hi there, Little Big Planet, yeah? I'm gonna just go in front of you. I'm just gonna go here. You know Peter. Peter, you know Peter." And then after that, we was just making fun of everybody and anybody who we could, like all the smug press people. "Oh, are you press lounge? Yeah, do you have an appointment? Do you have an appointment? No, don't have an appointment. Get out then." "Don't like you, Peter. You know Peter." Oh, Peter Molyneux on his phone. Yeah. Oh. That second day was the funniest day I've ever had in my life. So much laughter, so much friendship, so much cosplay. Oh, there was so much cosplay. Oh dear. Oh dear. Must recall the cosplay. I stood with Ezio, and he tried to stab me in the neck with a hidden blade, and I went, "Oh." And then little Pyramid Head came along and said, "Rah!" and tried to kill us all with his big sword. And then some woman sat on the floor and was wearing some sort of outfit, and it almost fell off, and we was like, "Oh, well, that's not very good. That's embarrassing for her." And then we went outside and we saw Lightning, or whatever it was, the pink one, the pink-haired one out of Final Fantasy 13. And it turned out to be a guy dressed up as Lightning. So that was really scary. Yeah, I'm about to run out of time, so I'm going to bid you all adieu. That's been my experience at Gamescom. You know Peter, Peter Molyneux, creator of Fable 3, you know Peter. So yeah, this is me, Steve, signing off. You know Steve.